All right, it's playoff time. So we are kicking things off with Cleveland at Houston on 4:30 on Saturday the 13th. I'm recording this Friday the 12th. You guys should then see this a little bit before kickoff, maybe about an hour and a half before kickoff. I think I'll have this set for. So this is Cleveland at Houston, and this is one of the ones where I feel like people are torn. And by the way, I will be going into a little more in depth because we have less games. So Cleveland at Houston, like I was saying, I feel like this is a bit more split between people. I'm taking Houston myself. I think the Browns are favored the last time I saw. So we'll see. Check out some of these ticket prices, man. Wow. So the only reason why I say that is, honest to God, I think Stroud is gonna make a couple more plays than Flacco is. Cause here's the thing: is that Flacco, in his 5 starts, I think there or 5 games or something like that. Whatever they were saying, he has like 8 turnovers. They said. So he's obviously turning the ball over at a pretty high level. Whereas C.J. Stroud, that's kind of the one thing he doesn't do. He does not turn the ball over. He had one game where he had 3 picks, and for the most part, he hasn't turned the ball over, amazingly enough. So I just think he's gonna play smart, not necessarily conservative, but play smart, and I think they're gonna come away with the victory. Miami at Kansas City. If anyone is going to this game, bundle the fuck up. Like, layer upon layer upon layer, hands, feet, your ears covered. They were saying like literally all extremities. Like, if you have gear for, I'm trying to think, like snowmobiling, if you have gear for skiing, if you have gear for snowboarding, or just any kind of heavy winter gear, you're going to want that and then some hand warmers. I know they sell like vests that are like actually like heaters, like they radiate heat. If you have one of those, great, wear that. Because this is going to be a cold, 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 cold game. Literally, in the -20s to -30 wind chill. Like, I've seen anything from the negative teens to -30 for wind chill. So absolutely bundle and bundle and bundle, 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 layer upon layer upon layer. I don't think I can stress that enough. Like, it's like, hey, I got like 3 winter hats. Okay, wear all 3. You got like a ski mask, like that, that covers this. Wear it. Who knows? You might even need like goggles, like the goggles that you can wear for snowboarding. Wear those. You got a pair of like small gloves, put those on, and then put the big winter gloves on. Like, I don't think I can stress this enough of how many layers you will need on for -30 degrees. Put on, like, I think if I were going to this game, I would wear, just sock wise, a pair of normal ankle socks. I would put on a pair of wool socks, another pair of wool socks, then put my snowmobiling boots on. I have a bunch of snowmobiling gear. So, like, I would probably do that. Like, that's 3 layers of socks, maybe a foot warmer in there too. Like, you are going to be cold. with that said, I don't know how the players are going to do it. Like, I don't know. They're going to need a ton of heaters. There was something I was listening to. God, was it Marcus Spears? I think it might have been Marcus Spears. He played a game in Chicago, or was it James Jones? It was someone, but they played a game in Chicago. It was like the third coldest NFL game ever. No, you know what? It was James Jones. That's who it was. I listen to a bunch of stuff, so sometimes who says stuff gets mixed up. But James Jones said, it was like the 2000. What year? 2008 divisional round, maybe? Because Brett Favre was still the quarterback. But I think it was like the 08 playoffs. And it was negative 24. And they brought chicken broth, I think they said. And it, like hot chicken broth for the players to drink. It was out like 5 minutes, and then it was a slushy. 5 minutes, and it turned into a slushy. So I don't know how the players are going to do it. It's going to be heated benches. It's going to be heaters all over the place. It's going to be insane. So to all the players, be safe out there. To anyone going, be safe out there. With all that said, Kansas City's going to win this game. Miami, it's actually insane when the temperature outside is below 70 degrees. Tua is 6-13. Below 70. The wind chill might get 100 degrees below that. And it's not going to be fun for anybody. So, that's just going to be a ridiculously cold game. And that is why tickets are only $33. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. This is another one where weather's going to be bad. The Bills are sent out a thing like inviting people to come to the stadium and shovel for $20 an hour, and it's BYOS, bring your own shovel. So you bring a shovel, show up at the stadium, and you're gonna you and whoever else shows up will shovel the stadium for $20 an hour starting 10 p.m. Saturday. So you're probably going to be, depending on how many people show up, you might be there until midnight, maybe 1 o'clock. Like, it's going to be pretty gnarly. So I'm going to pick Buffalo to win. I know so far I've picked all the home teams. And obviously not all the home teams are going to win, or at least most likely they won't. But we'll see. So I'm going to take Buffalo, but while this isn't going to be as cold, snow will be a major factor in this game. So plus very, very, very high winds, 65-mile-an-hour winds I think I saw it could get up to. So this is going to be an interesting game. Between snow, wind, don't even bother kicking a field goal or an extra point, or if you do, make sure to really aim it in the opposite direction of the wind. That way, by the time the wind carries it, maybe it still goes in. But probably not going to be a good kicking day. You're probably going to see a good amount of going for it on fourth down, going for two, anything like that. And it's probably going to be a very low-scoring game because of that. So, I mean, Buffalo being favored by 10, That might be a bet Pittsburgh. And Kansas City only being favored by 4, I think that's a bet Kansas City. Because Miami is such a warm weather team. Because, I mean, if you think about it with Miami, Tua grew up in Hawaii, went to Tuscaloosa, and now he plays in Miami. That dude has only ever been to a majority of warm weather. That's what he's been exposed to his entire life. So I would say bet Kansas City +4 and bet or -4, bet Pittsburgh +10. Green Bay at Dallas. I'm going to take Dallas. But this is probably the one that I'm most unsure of so far. Like, I feel pretty confident in Houston and Kansas City and Buffalo. Out of the 3, Houston the least. But I feel like Flacco would throw 1 or 2 picks. Much like Josh Allen might, but Cleveland has a better shot to beat Houston than Pittsburgh does Buffalo. And I know Denzel Ward is like injured, so he may or may not play. That's where like having that Saturday game, it's like, if only we could be playing Sunday. So Green Bay at Dallas, honestly, I could see Green Bay winning this game. I'm gonna take Dallas, but I'm more unsure of this than picking Houston. Definitely more unsure of this one. Dallas has struggled versus teams with winning records. Like, they barely, and I mean barely, beat Seattle, who's not even in the playoffs. Green Bay, they've been playing good football. They're 9-1 in their last 10 games, so they are hot. They are a young team, so they're kind of an inexperienced team. But people talk about, like, when you're in the playoffs, you don't know what you don't know. Like, to them, this is just another game. But to Dallas, this is, fuck, we're in the playoffs. And, we're playing a home playoff game. But to Green Bay, it's a game. So, because sometimes that inexperience, that you don't know what you don't know, is beneficial. It's dangerous. So this could definitely be a game that Green Bay comes into Dallas and upsets them. And that's the thing, like, a lot of people, if Dallas loses this game, are going to be calling for Mike McCarthy's job. Just because, hey, it's 12 wins, I think technically 13 wins, but you had 3 seasons of at least 12 wins, and you got nothing to show for it. So what the hell is the point in winning in the regular season if you're not going to win the postseason? Los Angeles Rams at Detroit. God, this one's another tough one because the Rams are so hot. And that's the thing. I really want the Lions to win. They haven't won a playoff game in 30 years. They've only won 1 playoff game since 1957, and that was back in 93. Like, I want them to win so bad. Like, they're my NFC team. They are. Like, not to say I'm taking them to win it all, but if you were to say, hey, no AFC team's going to win the Super Bowl. It's going to be an NFC team. Who do you want it to be? It's Detroit. It honestly is. I was on this team a year ago talking about how they could win the division. And here we are. Literally a year ago, before Aaron Rodgers left Green Bay, before Chicago traded the number 1 pick. Like, I was on it. But unfortunately, I'm going to take the Rams. I hope I'm wrong. I do. But, man, it's going to hurt if Detroit loses this game. It's going to hurt me. I really want to see them win. And then for Monday night, we have Philadelphia at Tampa. I'm taking Tampa. I mean, I have no faith in Philly. I don't. And then Sirianni, who was in the Super Bowl 11 months ago, is potentially going to get fired. So just because Shane Steichen seems to be the genius behind their offense last year, which it sucks, it does. But I'm going to take Tampa. And you know what? If I'm wrong and Philly goes on a run and they save their coach's job, fantastic. But I'm going to take Tampa. So that is it for the wild card round. So I took all but one home team. I took Houston, Kansas City, Buffalo, Dallas. Then I went away team with the Rams, and then I came back with Tampa. So that is it. If you guys did enjoy this video, do me a favor and leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.